I had been in Germany for this long, only for me to find out later that I had been in the country illegally. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi there, my name is Bernice. If you're a 10 subscriber, hi, thank you so much for sticking with me. So today I'm just going to be talking about how I was able to move from Austria to Germany. So this video is specifically for people who are already in a European country and want to move to another one. I can't say I know how it exactly works in other European countries, but I can definitely say I know how it works for Austria and Germany. So that is just the focus of this video for me. I'm sure, or I have a feeling it would work the same for the other European countries, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm not going to say like, oh, it works for every single one of them. This is just specifically for Austria and Germany. But to tell you the story, I would end up having to talk about a bit of my experiences, how I ended up here and what happened. So one thing I like to say is I moved to Germany for like 6-7 months before I realized that I had been in the country. Oh no, not 6-7 months, I think that's like too much. Like October, November, December, January, February, March. Oh, I think roughly like 5-6 months before I realized I had been in the country illegally. Like, yes, so I had been in Germany for this long, only for me to find out later that I had been in the country illegally. I don't really remember what exactly happened for me to know that, oh shit, I was an illegal in Germany, like, but it was nothing that serious. Like, it was nothing that serious to get me scared, like, oh my god, I'm illegal. No, it was nothing like that. It was nothing like that serious. But I found out I was illegal and I had to like, apply for a visa. The kind of card I had required me applying for a German visa before I could move. So now to explain it to you guys, so I have a different card from my younger sister, and she has also moved to Germany. So she studies in a different part of Germany, and I'm also at a different part of Germany. So she has the Daueraufenthaltstitel, and I have the Rot-Weiß-Rot-Karte. So basically, the card she has makes her a permanent resident of Austria, and the card I have just makes me a resident. So I'm not really a permanent resident, like, so I'm not really considered an European, but you can consider my younger sister as European, like, because like she has the European card. But anyway, so I had that card, and when I applied for the university, they never asked me about what card I had to apply, like, and the stages of the application just asked if I had a European WASI results, like, if I had a European WASI results, or if I had like, a different type. And because I had done my WASI in Austria, I had to choose a European one. So I went through the whole process as a European, like. So for me, never once did I even think that, oh, I have to do something different, like, because the whole process was as a European for me. So after I applied and I got the school, I just like, I just moved to Germany. I didn't even ask any questions, like nothing. I just moved, and no one ever asked me like, oh, do you have like, what card do you have, what passport? No one asked me anything like that, because all I had to do was sit in the train and come to Germany. But anyway, a few months went by and I found out I had to apply. I had to have a visa because the card I have, well, does not allow me to stay in Germany for more than 3 months. So I went to the Rathaus in Germany and I asked if I could apply for a visa here. They asked what country I was from, and I said Austria, and they were like, okay, but I would have to go apply in Austria for the visa before I can actually move in. So I was supposed to have the visa before moving to the country. So I went online, I set an appointment, I set a date, and I went to the German embassy in Austria. When I went to them, the woman asked me, how long have I been in Germany? And I was like, oh, I've been in Germany for quite some time now, like 5 months now. She was like, whoa, 5 months, that's like way above what you're supposed to be, like how long you're supposed to be, because you're only supposed to stay for 3 months. Like, yeah, I recently just found this out, but I didn't know. She's like, it's fine. Where do you stay? I said her my address. How do you pay your rent? She's like, oh, I pay it myself. Do you work? I said no. If you guys remember, I hadn't worked, like after I came back from my holidays in Ghana in September, I hadn't worked, or I hadn't been working. I had been jobless for I think like 8 months. I wasn't working, so I was just like depending on my savings and things like that. So I hadn't worked, and I think I was lucky I hadn't started working because that saved me a lot. So when she asked me if I was working, I was like, no. She's like, oh, you're not working, you're able to pay your bills. Okay, that's really good for this process, because then it means like you're not in Germany just for like, just to start working and make money. You're here to actually do something. And like, I was like, yeah, I'm studying. He's like, yeah, that's good. So it's fine that you've been here for long, but it doesn't really matter. I was like, oh, thank you. And then she was like, okay, so you have to now show your proof of funds. But since I'm applying as an international student, I have to show my proof of funds. So I have to show that I have an apartment or I have a place I'll be staying in Germany. That was easy because I was already staying in Germany. So all I had to do is like, you know, get the details of the place I was staying at and then send it to them. So that was easy. And then my passport, I had that, I gave to them. My Austrian card, I had that, I gave them that. And now the proof of funds, that was the part that I had the most difficulty with, because they wanted me to have 12,000 something, some really big amounts. I need to have that 12,000 euros in my account and then give them a paper to prove that I have the amounts in my... I had to give them a paper to prove that I had the amount of money in my bank accounts. Like, where do you want me to get 12,000 something from? I'm not even working. Like, hello, I'm taking care of myself, I'm jobless. Like, what? But anyway, I didn't know how I was going to get that money. And they were like, well, it's either I get that money in my bank account or I have someone like sign a paper to show that they'll be my caretakers and things like that. And mind you, my parents also live in Austria, so I just like, you know, got my parents got the, how do you call it, the bank statements from my mom, from my dad. Like together they make quite some substantial amount. Hey, boyfriend and back together they make quite some substantial amount. So I was sure that the kind of bank statements I had from my parents would be enough because they were making some money. So I was like, oh, that would be enough. I sent that to the embassy and they said no, these bank statements don't qualify for the kind of proof I need to move to Germany. They need the statement from someone in Germany, someone already staying in Germany. It had to be someone who lived in Germany. It can't be in a different country. The person has to be in Germany. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was so lucky. I think all this process, like, I had a lot of luck throughout because I have an uncle who lives in Germany or has lived in Germany for the past like 30 years over now. So it was like, okay, now it's time for me to get my big girl pants on and call my uncle. I was like, Mom, he's your brother, call him. Like, you know, just like, well, yeah, he's my brother, but like, you need the help, so call him yourself. I was just so lucky. I called my uncle and he was like, oh, you need this? I was like, yeah, I need to get that before they will allow me come back to Germany. So mind you, during the whole process, they told me I couldn't, like, you know, I couldn't come to Germany. I wasn't allowed to come to Germany, and it was during my exam period as well. I was like, eh? So I couldn't come to Germany. Let me just tell you guys before this. So I still came to Germany during the whole process. I still came back to write my exam. Yes, I did go back to Austria, but like I came back to write my exam. I went back, but then like so long as I didn't stay, I felt like it was fine. But anyway, so I called my uncle, and then he went to the bank, he went to the office, he went to their I don't know if it was an embassy or something, but he went somewhere over here as well. They checked his bank, and then they signed the paper, and then he posted the paper to me. He sent me a picture of it, and the picture he sent to me, I had to, like, you know, now send it to their email. I sent them that, and I had to write a motivational letter. And within like 2 weeks, my passport came back in the post, and I had gotten the German visa. So it was not an easy process, only because I didn't know what I had to do. But if I had known that, oh, I needed this, I'd have been able to do it. And the only thing that I didn't have right off of me was, like, you know, the proof of funds. Like, that was the only thing I didn't have right off, and I had to like go through the whole process to get that. But yes. And to talk about my younger sister's own, so because she had the Daueraufenthaltstitel or the permanent residence, when you're permanent resident, all you have to do basically is, when you move to the country, just go register in the Behörde. I don't know what that is in English. I can't think of that right now. Administration, the office in charge of immigration, I think. But like, yes, you go register in that office, and you, like, you know, you're moving here for some time, and that is absolutely fine. You're allowed to do that. But because I had a different card, I had a different process to go through. I had to go through the process as an international. So this is to let you know that if you also plan on moving to a different European country, you need to know if the card you have in your country qualifies you as an international or as an EU resident. You need to know that before you move, because the whole process, I said, is different. But like, yeah, so this video is just going to be very short. I just wanted to share my experience and what I went through, and I hope this is able to help someone who also plans on moving. Till next time, check out Bernice. Bye.